We didn't really discuss what exactly we were going to be even talking about.
Well, we're going to discuss that as we discussing that.
Discussion.
Yeah, that's how it rolls. That's how this podcast rolls. We just figure it out as we go along. It's very artsy. Don't you agree?
Well, yes. Sounds good to me. Let's just roll with it. Yeah. That's like what that's what she always says.
So community TV, that would be a great start. Community TV.
Community TV.
And how if we even reach 2 people with this one podcast.
I know.
We'd probably be reaching more.
I want to reach strangers.
I really don't want to. Well, I want to reach strangers, but I mean, even just reaching more people than public. I don't know how people would watch that anymore.
I know, and then BCTV. Mm-hmm. They have the whole website thing where you can see any video that they film,
mm-hmm.
Any show. Like my mom's show, she's always trying to send me links. So.
What does your mom do? Is your mom?
She does the Gract show, which is for the community theaters. The Greater Reading Area Alliance. Yeah, I don't know, but she has a show on BCTV.
Yeah, I know.
I want my own. I know. I was on it several times too because
she needs people. She needs a warm body to talk to. Because she'd look crazy if she didn't.
I know. We need some warm bodies to talk to.
We need some warm body. I'd take a cold body at this point.
I know. Well, we got a cold body right here.
Yeah, we
got
do have
Jesus
a
on the floor.
Son of a bitch named Jesus.
Yeah.
Not the God or anything, just the turtle.
That's what will get us notoriety, is that we keep like screaming at Jesus, and people will be like, that is so offensive. It's like, well, it's our turtle.
It's just a
but anyway,
it has nothing to do with the Christian
it is a
thing.
Cold blooded body that is in the room. We should get him to have a conversation with us.
He knows how to avoid the cameras and not bump them, so that's why he's allowed to be in the room.
Yeah.
He is my pet turtle, for those of you who are not in the loop. Or our pet turtle.
Yeah.
He's my pet turtle. He was a rescue. I get a lot of clout for that, too. It's like, he's a rescue? Oh, he's a rescue. I was like, You get sort of a turtle forced upon you. It's not like, hey, can I go rescue a turtle today? It's like, no, you just sort of inherit it.
Yeah, but for, relatively low maintenance rescue.
You can forget about him for weeks and he still survive. And you'd be like, hey, how about some food, buddy?
Yeah.
He'll learn English just to get some food. It's a smart animal.
A turtle's hungry when you wake up in the morning and he's crawled up on your face.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's time to feed.
He's a red-eared slider, so he's an invasive species. And I
did not know that.
Yeah, I get reminded of that. So then I'm like, I don't want to release him in the wild because he's going to kill what's there.
Well, that turtle pond down at the park, full of red-eared sliders, right?
Red-eared sliders.
Red-eared sliders.
You got the ed at the different end.
This podcast is a great thing for a great way for me to like embarrass myself. Continuously.
Red-eared slider? How can you embarrass yourself on that?
It's fine. We'll just continue.
Okay.
Pronouncing it wrong. That'll be a character.
What? A guy that corrects everybody?
That could be one. But also like so anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about before, but
looking for things to talk about. I think looking for things to talk about is the subject of this. It's meta, see? Blowing minds.
Close up on that.
See, that's how... There you go. See, that's how it works, honey. That's how it works. That's the magic right there.
Yeah.
It was magic.
Yeah. Well, you're a genius, and I love you, so...
Thank you very much. I think you're a genius as well.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
That makes me
in
laugh.
Color and in composition, definitely.
I love it. You boost You boost me up. You make me feel very good.
I boost
honey.
you.
I love you.
Like a bellow.
Tell me I'm brilliant when I'm a moron. It's fantastic.
Yeah, red-eared slider. Getting that wrong is indication of being a moron.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, we can't have our second episode being about confidence. We gotta move it forward.
Yeah.
We have to pretend I've grown past.
Exactly. This confidence thing is,
I've
the audience is
that.
like, okay, let's move on with this. We've been trained by years and years of saccharine television and movies that we should move on from our problems really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And community television doesn't do that.
No, I've never heard them touch upon that. No, I've never.
They
heard
don't
them
get
to
that deep.
No, they're probably not allowed to.
I was on.
But half of the people are probably wondering why they're there. It's like,
yeah.
When did I say yes to this?
Well,
That
there's a couple shows that have had this long running thing, but they have kind of stronger themes, I guess you could say. Like I just thought of a memory. I was on a show, I think it was called Habitat. I think that was what it was called, Habitat.
Yeah.
On BCTV.
Yeah.
And it was
in the studio for 2 weeks without food or no kidding.
No, that's not what happened. But that would be funny. That like Survivor.
I would watch that.
Survivor in the in the BCTV studio in the television studio.
Yeah.
No.
But you're on a show called
it was
Habitat.
like an environmental show. And I went on it for the Berks County Earth Day because I was on that committee for a while and I helped with organizing the event and stuff like that. So we go on this show to promote it. Mm-hmm. And the guy had a puppet, an owl puppet, and like his little house and stuff. And he was a very...
to you?
Yes. And I'm trying to remember if his name was like Hootie or Owlie or something. But he was a very entertaining host.
He was a hoot. He was a riot.
He was great. He had a whole setup, that's like very unlike my mom's show, which she's flying off her cuff. She has her themes, I guess, for each week.
She has her
or
themes
her guests.
Yeah.
But he had like slideshows and he had like a thing that he would talk about each week. And then we were the guests on the show talking about Earth Day. And then he had his owl puppet. That was a very good public
Maybe we need to
community
introduce
TV.
A puppet to this podcast, to our marriage.
Yes.
Really, we should introduce a puppet.
Yeah.
It's a sock puppet.
That makes me think of what about Bob with the psychology?
Yeah,
it's a psychological
we don't
tool.
We don't have any problems or issues in our marriage, but I'd like to
No,
introduce
not at all. We just talk with puppets.
I would just like to talk with a sock puppet. That's all I really want to do.
Oh my gosh.
That's not
we're not weird at all.
It's an idea. Yeah, we're not weird at all. We're not sitting in our house talking into microphones and then broadcasting it to the world. That's not weird anymore. It would be weird.
No, but if we introduced puppets,
it'd probably get more normal.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. I don't know. The ideas,
The ideas.
Where do they end? Where do they begin?
Now the training begins.
Mm-hmm. Sensei Andrew-san.
Hi.
I mean, it starts Sensei first. No. Ugh.
Andrew Sensei.
Yeah, Andrew Sensei.
Yeah, everything is backwards in Japanese from English.
Yeah.
As a rule. Yeah. We found that out from studying Japanese.
Yeah.
Has Japanese affected your art at all? Like learning another language, has that affected you at all? That is a good question.
That is a good
Because we've been at Japanese for over a year. Mm-hmm. And really starting to ramp it up now and everything. Has that changed you?
Well, I know it's changed you. You made that whole painting of, it was like the stack of things
it's still in progress.
Japan.
Yeah,
it's still in progress. It might have been up in
It's behind you right now.
Yeah.
But
behind
not the
you
pink
can't
one.
see.
Yeah, behind you can't see it.
It might have been in one of the other films.
It's
actually.
in Painting with Pochan too. So you'll see it very soon. You'll see it very soon. It's unfinished, but you'll see it very soon.
Yes.
Oh wait, you're supposed to be doing accents, not me.
No, but I don't want to change the subject. But that is a very exciting series, Painting with Pochan. I love your little.
Yeah.
I love your little series.
There you go, little buddy.
It's inspiring me to think of things to try to do that way.
It's inspiring me to be mean.
Yeah.
And smoke more.
But it has inspired my art, the Japanese thing. Going back to that, it's inspired my art in my sketchbooks most definitely, and using the kanji more, and Mount Fuji. I'm very inspired by landscapes. I've always been inspired by the Japanese prints.
Same here.
So it's just
Ukiyo-e.
kind of like delving more into that. So yeah, it has been inspiring. I actually got kimonos to dye.
That's right.
They're not traditional kimono, yeah, but they're that kind of style. I would like to try to find some other kind of stuff like that. But
Yeah, that sakura.
Yeah, so I've definitely
print.
had.
It's
I
getting
try to
in there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting
getting in there. So
most definitely.
Definitely in a big way.
Always
and
inspired by
We just
life.
did a poster. Maybe Japanese is getting too into our shit.
I know.
Like,
yeah,
we just did a
sumo
poster
babies.
with sumo babies, but that's cute, and it had to do with wrestling. So
Yeah.
it's like Greco-Roman or sumo. Sumo's far more identifiable. Like, what
Yeah.
wrestling is there? You know, you want people with these like headgear on. It's boring. You don't want to draw 15 of those.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to draw that. Once you got the headphones on and everything.
Well, and in my artwork, with you're very detail. You have those details. You kind of put things in you layer things like these paintings that you have, and I kind of the details. I start to kind of lose it in the details.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just that I don't necessarily always know what to put there. And then trying to fill the spaces in. Like, I have my general idea, and then it's like, oh, well, I mean, there's supposed to be people here. There's supposed to be a crowd.
Okay.
So then you're making we kind of had that conversation the other day just about filling in spaces when you have, like, a lot of stuff going on in a piece, you know? With these illustrations that we have been working on, the poster designs.
Yeah.
That really kind of was a nice study for me to fill in a lot of space.
You haven't done a lot
with
of
the one that I've done.
like that, or?
I mean, I have done some illustrations, but like,
You haven't thought about it like that.
in my, it's mostly illustration that I will fill in more that way. Paintings, it's kind of.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, illustration's all about filling it in. Painting from a picture is all about, just being economical about it and getting it done, really.
Well, yeah, in the illustration, you're obviously trying to tell the story. You're trying to portray something, so you definitely have these guidelines of what you need to have in there.
There's far more creativity in that. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well,
but
there's more guidance, I think, where you have a painting. Yeah, there's more guidance in, like, we want this, this, and that. So you're kind of working off of.
You're going off of that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you have guidance in that where when you're doing a painting, it's, well, what do I put there? What does exist in that spot?
You're speaking of like a landscape painting.
I'm speaking of it like a landscape
painting or whatever, yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet it's different for people because I don't do the same kind of work as opposed to an abstract artist. I'm sure that's a thing too. What do I put in this space?
Yeah.
Continue, honey. You always have the questions.
Always have the good. Yeah, I'm a
You
good
have the
interviewer.
questions. I want to ask you a question, but you start first.
Okay. I'm thinking of a Simpsons character.
Is it part of the immediate family?
No. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, for real. This is always a good question. Do we know them by their profession?
No.
Is it a friend of Homer?
No.
Is it a child?
Yes.
Is it are they a boy? Are they older than Lisa?
Yes.
Are they a bully?
No.
Mm,
3 left.
I know. So close. Okay. Think, Nadia, think.
Ah! They're older than Lisa and they're not a bully.
They're older than Lisa. They're not a bully. I mean, there's Bart's friend Milhouse. Is it Milhouse?
There you go.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make it easy so that you get it quickly.
Oh, you wanted to make it easy.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking of all of the characters beyond,
Okay, so now I have a real question, a real art question.
Okay.
Who, like,
Oh,
since
no.
I've been around, like, who have I introduced you to, artist wise?
Well, you have introduced me to so much, my darling.
Yeah.
Really. And more so artists. I mean, you've kind of showed me a bunch of different things, a lot of film stuff, really opening up the film door for me, and looking at it in a different way. But as artist-wise, like, you've kind of made me look differently at, like, Francis Bacon, who,
Nice, I'm so proud of
well,
myself.
yeah, because he's one of your favorite artists, and I was always just like, oh, his stuff is so, like, grotesque and everything, and
Yeah.
but yeah, so Francis Bacon is one that I've learned more about. I understand and appreciate him more for sure. And then, like, the Rothko as well is kind of interesting, and that was like a recent one as well.
We gotta see one for
So,
real.
Yeah. But I just love exploring all of that stuff with you. I love learning with you. And
I love going to places with you like that. I love
looking at the art in museums.
Yeah, I like how adventurous you are when we go to those places, and then we're more expansive. You're more social than I am. Maybe.
Well,
I'm not antisocial at all. I can talk to anybody, but you're still that much more social than I am.
Well, do you remember when I was getting in trouble?
You get
repeatedly?
in trouble all the time. You get in trouble all the time, anywhere we go. What are you talking about?
The docent was yelling at me because I was using a pen or something.
Oh, God. Well, if you're not getting yelled at the museum, you're not doing the museum right. Any museum. That's true.
No, but I always remember being able to, like, paint or not, we would go to the museum as an art class to draw the paint, from these masterpieces. Like, we had assignments where we would have to go. And so I was just like, what? You're not allowed to draw?
The Barnes Foundation, you are now. I got yelled at.
Really?
Yeah,
because I feel like
when the Barnes Foundation was still in the house, you draw just for the hell of it because you want to get yelled at. It's like, I got yelled at the Barnes Foundation. as a badge of honor. So why not go into the Philadelphia Museum of Art with a pen?
Yeah.
And start drawing. You're not hurting anything.
Yeah.
You're just making somebody yell at you. It's like this sort of like passive protest of, I'm drawing here. I'm trying to learn, and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, give me that. You know, it's not like you brought your easel and your oil paints. I could get that, you know?
Yeah. I've even seen people do that, though. Maybe not at the Philadelphia Museum. I don't know. It's just...
There's probably no docents at the Reading Museum. You can probably get away with that there, or any small museum.
Yeah. Well, and the drawing thing, for sure, I feel like. Maybe not the oil paints, like you said.
Unless it's like a class, and it's a thing, and somebody's watching them, and that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's the only way I could see that happening.
Yeah. But do you remember the guy had the pen, and I heard him click his pen, the docent?
Yeah, you were
and I
drawing.
Turned and I looked and I go,
yeah.
Watch
that
your
sounds, That sounds like a good Nadia story time.
That would be. I have to kind of think of...
We got to save that one up.
What happened there. I just remember getting yelled at, and then...
Who doesn't get yelled at the museum? I get yelled at for looking at things really close all the time, but I want to see the brush strokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always get yelled at for being too
them.
close. I know. You want to see it up
like,
close
not
as
to
an artist.
feel them with your hand or whatever, but it's like I can feel them. It's almost like I'm eating them. That's like the sensation I get when I look at a painting like that, especially like impasto paintings, weirdly enough, like Impressionist stuff or Van Gogh.
Yeah, like the icing.
I can eat it.
Yeah.
You know, and it would taste great. And they have different flavors and stuff. It's a weird synesthesia that's developing that I'm very happy to announce. You know,
yes.
It's a fantastic disease to have.
Yes.
It's a disease you want to have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Disorder you want to have. I don't know if it's a disease.
Yeah. I feel like everyone kind of probably has a little bit of something like that.
I would imagine so. They just need to either be real with it, know it, or understand it, or make that light go out, or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
But I think
that was my, not synesthesia, that was my telekinesia.
Telekinesia? You're making me nesia right now.
In the pesia.
In the head right now. So.
All right, so we're going to go get some ice, and I'm going to dye some clothes. So we got to go.
Yeah, like, we got to go. We don't have like a sign-off yet.
I need to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, I need to smoke a cigarette. We need to put that light out that's catching fire right now. So
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It's a hazard.
It's happening off screen right now. There's Jesus.
All right, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go.
We gotta put the smoke is coming into frame. We must.
Namaste.